Díobh guys fáilte week topic breakdown nua. If this is the first time you've seen a topic breakdown, well, you probably don't need too much of an explanation still. I can imagine you know what it does. It does what it says on the tin or in the title. But essentially what it is I look at a topic or a case or a tense or something specific in Irish that I see catching a lot of my students out and I see people struggling with often. And I take an A4 sheet, write down, I think, everything that's actually relevant and important to explaining the topic to someone in a very simple, hopefully easy to follow way. Keep it to one A4 page, so it's kept quite simple and compact, and then talk you through it, essentially. Okay? In previous ones, we've looked at the Siri here, the Mokane look, we've looked at asking questions, the perfect tense, I have done the work, and everything like that. And to follow on from the previous one, which was on about asking questions, we're going to look at answering questions today, and specifically around the idea of a yes and no, and there being a lack of a word for yes and no in the Irish language. This is one I see people get caught out the whole time, even though hopefully, as you'll see with this breakdown, it is actually relatively straightforward. Maybe not to get it bang on right, but at least to use the right verb. Okay, one kind of preempt or one kind of asterisk I want to put in before I do this is you don't always have to reply with the verb. Obviously the answer, which I presume you guys know, to why is there no yes or no, it's because you always reply with the verb. Do you go to the party? It's not yes or no, it's I do go or I don't go, or I go, I don't go, whatever. Okay, but you don't always have to reply with the verb. Just like in English, if someone says, whatever, are you going to go to the party? I don't have to say, I am going to go, or I'm not going to go. Those are options, but I can also say, definitely, for sure, no chance, whatever. So we can use the same things in Irish, and they're good workarounds. And if you're not sure, you can use them, especially if you're at a bit of a lower level. And also, it can be a bit bland to always be replying with the verb, although often you do have to. In Irish, it's great to be able to throw in something like kincha, gone out for sure, definitely. For maybe we can say Beiger, but we can also say chance. For probably, chance ma. There's not as many ones for the negative. I could say ni lain chance, like not a chance. I could say ni or herbe, depending on what question it is, not at all. I can use ni and then combine it with a noun after it, so ni moron, not much. So there are different ways to do it, but today we're going to focus on when you do want to use the verb, and we're going to try and, instead of just avoiding it and find workarounds, actually work on how to do it properly. Okay, so firstly, it is all about the verb at the start of the question. That is the key, guys. And this is what throws people off, and this is where people try and complicate it too much, is when you're listening to the question, essentially all that matters in regards to yes and no is the verb at the start of the question. Let me give you 3 questions, okay? Lanthu me, lanthu na daine a bhaid ann, lanthu rai leis an obair. Okay, so we don't need to worry about the translations here. Let's keep it simple. Are the yes and no's going to be different for all those? Remember, again, the first sentence there, lanthu me, quite short. We only have lan. The second one, we do have another verb. We have the verb to be at the end. We also have kind of Nadiniella in the middle, and the last one, lanthu rai leis an obair. It's also a bit different because it's lanarai, it's not lan. But the yes and no for all 3 questions are going to be the exact same. Lan for yes and near lan for no. You can also add in the may, so you can say lan may or near lan may. Equally, if it was present tense, you could do the fusion. So on gapan too, I could say capam may, just cap.